Good morning, everybody. Monday morning update. Let's see here. I've been on vacation. June 21st. There you go. And I'm starting early. That way, if I do it before Barb gets in here, I can honestly say, I don't know what's going on at the church. But I have some scripture for you and probably no announcements. We'll see. I might hit one before we get done. I was going to actually do the scripture that I'm doing this Sunday for you. And it's Jesus heals a sick woman. So a large crowd followed and pressed around Jesus, and a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She was suffering a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had. On medical expenses. Boy, in our society today, none of us can identify with that, right? Okay. Yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. She heard about Jesus and came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak, because she thought, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. Immediately, her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was free from all her suffering. At once, Jesus realized that power had gone from him, and he turned around and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" All right, I'm going to stop there. I want you to read the rest of the story, which is in Mark chapter 5, if I forgot to say that. But I want to end with Jesus turning around, looking the crowd in the eye, if you will, and saying, "Who touched my clothes?" So we were driving, and Teresa, there's three culprits in the back. And we're driving, and all of a sudden, here comes a Cheeto, which is an offense against nature anyway, by the way. Here comes a Cheeto over my head into the front, over the steering wheel and up into the... And so Teresa, because I'm driving, so I can't do it, Teresa turns around and says, "Who threw that Cheeto?" Crickets. Who threw it? Accusations. Well, she did. He did. Rachel did it. Hunter's learned now that he can say Rachel did it, and gives him another culprit, so another potential. He says Rachel did it, and so Rachel, who is oblivious because she's on her headphones in the very back, has no idea she's being accused of such a thing, and so the chaos goes on for several miles. Let's just say that. Because when somebody turns around and makes such an accusatory statement, you feel like you've violated something and you don't want to admit it. You never do. And so Jesus right now, the woman, as you can see, has tons of faith. I mean, all she felt she had to do is just get close enough to touch and she would be healed, and she was right. But now she has to actually own up. I did it. And the question in this story is, will she? And what happens when Jesus finds out that he was touched without permission? And will he be offended by that? Or what? You have to read the rest of the story. Mark chapter 5. But in that, I want you to realize we need to take credit, is that the right word? Or responsibility for our actions. In everything we do, in all things we do, be accountable to other people. If you did it, you claim it. If you didn't, you give credit where it's due. Or, assign blame where it's due if it's bad. Whatever. But stand up for it. And you'll see what happens in Scripture then. Okay? Good enough. As you can tell, I must think I'm still on vacation because I'm in my soccer shirt and, go USA, right? And I really am. I'm in shorts, sandals, t-shirt. This is protesting of having to come back. But I'm excited to be back. And this summer we have a lot of planning to do and a lot of preparation to do so that we can hit the ground running on Roundup this year. And as I've talked to a lot of people, there's going to be some changes that come in. We are planning changes big time. And it's a necessity, and it's something we just have to do. And so as you look around and you see some changes and you say, "Who changed this?" The pastor is more than willing to go, "I did it." And you come yell at me if you want, or you say, "Wow, that's a great idea," however you want to do it. But we're going to make some changes and try to do worship a little bit different and see if we can be a little more invitational, not only on Sunday, but I would like you all to be a little more invitational all week long. And hopefully between those two things, we can begin to see new faces, new members, new everything, and begin to experience a little bit of a rebirth and a regrowth that COVID has taken away from us, honestly. And we all know with the new COVID variant that we could have another round of this. We may not be done yet, and we may have to do a who knows what. I don't even want to think about it. But it is possible that we may have to hit the brakes again. But we're praying that's not true, and we are preparing like it won't happen. So we are excited for you. By the way, VBS is coming. I hope you all have thought about stepping up, and serving in some way, shape, or form in VBS, because it takes an army, and we hope kids come. We think they will, but we hope they come. So think about VBS. All right, that's all I'm doing for this Monday. Serious announcements and everything else next Monday. Got plenty of time for that. So God bless y'all. Real good. Read the rest of Mark chapter 5. And when you did it, claim it. All right, God bless y'all. Real good.